The weather's getting nice. It's time to get outside. Stay tuned, and I bet we will show you some hidden trails in Atlanta that you didn't even know exist, even if you've lived here your whole life. Welcome to the Landis Look, where we take an inside look at the world of real estate. And today, we're here with our trail guide, Ben. Ben, welcome.
Hey, Justin, good to be here.
Ben, other than the beard, why should we trust you to give us hidden trails in this video today?
I mean, clearly, if I'm going to have a beard like this, I'm going to need to know some of the hidden forests and trails around Atlanta. But also, I've lived in Atlanta for about 15 years. I've always been into outdoor sports, and I'm always down for an adventure. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's get right to it. So actually, let's start just OTP. Best OTP, but still close to the city, hidden gem is?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like a lot of people already know about some of the big ones like Stone Mountain and Sweetwater Creek and stuff, but I want to highlight one that's actually south of the perimeter. It's called Cochrane Mill Park. So Cochrane Mill Park, if you haven't been there, it has 18 miles of trails. These are going to be hiking and mountain biking trails. It's also got a huge network of equestrian trails. It's got 2 waterfalls and the ruins of some old mills there. So there's plenty of stuff to explore. It's absolutely beautiful. And a bonus of that area too is there is a gravel loop that if you're into gravel biking, you can get 20 miles in from this loop. It's absolutely spectacular country out there.
It is. I have done that loop a lot of times. 20 miles on gravel roads, and it's about a half hour from downtown. I mean, it is amazing. You feel like you're in a different world down there. So, all right, we got Cochrane Mill, just ITP. What about, or just OTP? What about inside the perimeter? Surely there can't be any hidden gems inside the perimeter. What do you got?
All right. So the South Peachtree Creek Trail links up 3 parks. It links up Medlock Park, Mason Mill, and Ira B. Melton. And this South Peachtree Creek Trail in and of itself is really cool. It's a boardwalk, super family friendly. You can push a stroller on it and you're out in the woods. The bonus here, though, again, as a mountain biker, is people have just cut trails all through the woods around there, and you can get lost, and you can find rivers, you can find this really cool railroad trestle, and then there's the ruins of an old waterworks facility that's covered in really unique graffiti. If you're trying to get some crazy Instagram shots that your friends don't have out in the woods, this is a great spot for you. It's right by Emory, and it's surprising how few people know about this spot.
All right, we have some Monadnocks in Atlanta. First of all, I don't know if I said that right or what that actually means. So correct my pronunciation and tell us about a Monadnock.
Yeah, so Atlanta is home to 3 pretty prominent Monadnocks. And a Monadnock is basically it's just a big granite outcropping. The most famous one that we have is Stone Mountain, but we actually have 2 more that are a lot less crowded and a little bit less known. It's gaining in popularity quite a bit. It's Arabia Mountain. This is probably my favorite place to get away. These days, it's getting really crowded on weekends. So I would say if you're going to go there, try to go during the off hours in the morning if possible. But Arabia Mountain is home to an incredible diversity of unique plants, specifically this plant called the diamorpha. It's actually kind of related to a cactus or a succulent. It's these beautiful red plants that grow in the kind of the gaps or the little basins where water collects in the granite. And they're very, very rare species. They're very sensitive. So if you guys go out there, make sure to keep your kids and your animals off of the little pools, the little sediment depressions in the rock. And this time of year, we're in springtime, these diamorpha are starting to bloom, and it's creating these beautiful red highlights across this really kind of otherworldly landscape. One other great bonus about Arabia, there's mountain laurel there. And I haven't seen mountain laurel this far south, really hardly anywhere else. Usually you've got to go up to Western North Carolina to see those, and they're going to start blooming kind of in earlier summer. So that's going to be cool too.
I love your description of otherworldly because it is otherworldly there, yet so close to the city. And, you know, I like the morning advice too, because it can get hot. I mean, a lot of it is exposed. And so if it's a hot day, it can get really hot out there. What about
that one?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so Arabia is not necessarily a hidden gem, but I just think it's such a cool feature. There is another kind of Monadnock-esque area that I did want to highlight real quick. Out to the west in Douglas County, there's a park called Clinton Nature Preserve. And if you want a hidden gem, that's a great one. There's a great just open area of granite through there. as well as some really nice trails that have been well maintained and some old ruins of an old farmstead. So if you're looking for something off the beaten path, head out to Douglas County. It's around Villa Rica. Clinton has a great set of trails.
Nice. I love it. Well, what about OTP? We have a forest inside the perimeter, which is amazing that there is a forest inside the perimeter that's also a hidden gem.
Yeah, so right here in town, right by Fernbank Museum, we have the Fernbank Forest. You do have to pay to get in. It is admission only, but once you're in there, you're basically going to be in an outdoor learning space. They've created this space to be an outdoor classroom. They bring kids from all the local schools and stuff like that to teach them about a lot of Atlanta's local biodiversity. So they've pushed really hard to get rid of a lot of the invasive species that started to take over that area. Shout out to a good friend of mine, Eli Dickerson. He is the ecologist out there.
Nice.
And he has done so much work to clean up that forest and make it all native species. There are multiple trees out there that are 150 feet high. There's a tulip tree out there that is 14 feet in circumference.
Wow.
It is the only old growth forest that we have in the metro area. Most of the other forests were taken down for logging and stuff like this, but this forest was protected. And we have trees out there that are 300 years old.
Wow.
We have river otters. Yeah. We have river otters, and there's even some species of salamanders that are in the creek out there. So it's just such an amazing place to go and discover a little hidden forest right here in the city.
And a 300-year-old tree in the city. That is absolutely amazing. All right, so next up, we talked a little bit about mountain biking. This is one of my favorites. What about mountain biking ITP? Is that possible?
You can mountain bike inside the perimeter of Atlanta. It used to be kind of an underground thing, people were just kind of cutting trails anywhere they could. But MTB Atlanta, shout out to them.
Yeah,
They're
definitely
fantastic.
shout out to them. They're great.
Yeah, they have done such an amazing job of taking some of these city parks that have just been neglected, overgrown, and creating trail systems. And they are creating such wonderful opportunities in some of these neighborhoods to get kids and families out enjoying trails. So not only can you ride mountain bikes on these trails, you can also, go for a hike on them. So the ones I'd like to highlight, Southside Park, that's going to be to the southeast inside the perimeter. They're still building trails out there. There's everything from beginner all the way to some advanced kind of rock features. And then also there's Sykes Park, which is closer to East Point, so kind of to the southwest. And that one, they've installed a pump track. And guys, if you have kids and you want to wear them out, get them on a bike and put them on a pump track, and they will be exhausted very quickly. And they'll have a blast out there too. So those two are great. And MTB Atlanta is in the process of building even more trails and more parks. They want to connect them all on the west side of town with a greenway trail that will go from just one park to the other, from the airport all the way up.
Man, so that will be awesome. That will be so great. What about stuff that's up and coming? You have the inside scoop on anything that isn't done yet, stuff we can look forward to in the future?
Yeah, so the biggest one, you guys might have seen some buzz about this, or if you're a fan of Stranger Things, you've seen it on Netflix. So the West Side Reservoir is in the works, and this is going to be one of the largest urban parks in the country. It's going to be a massive park. It is inside the perimeter on the northwest side, kind of north of West Midtown, I guess you'd say. And there's a huge quarry there, and they're going to turn it into a big reservoir. And it's just going to be full of trails. There's already a greenway there, the Proctor Creek Trail. So I'm really excited to see the opportunities for even more people to get outdoors.
Man, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Ben, how did you learn about this stuff? I mean, how can other people learn about what opportunities are out there other than what we just mentioned?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can always give me a shout, but I think a great book for trails around Atlanta is Hiking Atlanta's Hidden Forests. So it's going to highlight a lot of these parks and then some. It's also going to give you insight in some of the champion trees that are out there. So if you like to nerd out on big trees, it'll tell you about that. There's also a great website called ATL Nature. The person who curates that, they like to post pictures of rare birds and things that they find around, and they give really great descriptions of all these little parks that are scattered throughout. I mean, we're the city of trees, and there's so many different parks to explore. And then lastly, All Trails is a great app. They're going to have a lot of the major trail systems if you want to explore even further out. So those are all great resources.
Man, I love it, Ben. And for everyone watching, I hope you did hear some stuff that you didn't know existed. I mean, I was shocked that I didn't, and I'm excited to try some new trails. And so, Ben, thanks a bunch for sharing the info today. And if y'all have any real estate questions about any of these trails, you're like, hey, I want to be able to mountain bike out my door, hit us up. We would love to help you with that as well. And we will be back next week for the next Landis Look. Thanks again, Ben.
All right. Happy to be here.
Awesome. See you guys next week.